Where are you?
I'm in a mountainous kind of jungle, and off in the distance is a golden pyramid.
Ah, beautiful. And I want you to just look down and see what you're standing on.
I'm standing on a rock boulder ledge.
Ah, very nice. And then take a look at your feet. What do they look like?
They're barefooted. Um, it seems that I'm a child. Feet are little.
Ah, very good. And are you male or female?
A boy.
Oh, very good. And hold your hands up in front of you. What do your fingers look like? What color's your skin?
The skin is light brown, and just little hands.
Oh, very good. And what type of garments do you have on?
Uh, One piece suede or skin kind of garment that's very soft and beige brown in color, wrapped around my waist.
And do you have any ornaments on? Any necklaces or rings or bracelets, anything like that?
A necklace and
What's the necklace made of?
uh, a lot of different, I guess, beads and uh, mostly turquoise and brown and black, maybe not black beads, little brown beads, bigger turquoise.
Excellent. And then run your hand through your hair. What does your hair feel like?
It's silky, straight, black. It's about shoulder length.
Oh, very nice. And if you look around you, do you have anything with you? Any animals? Any others? Are you any equipment?
No, no. Animals are my friends.
Oh, very nice. And how did you get onto this boulder? Do you see the pathway?
No, I flew onto it.
Ah, very nice. And you said that you can see a golden pyramid. Is that correct?
Yes.
What I'd like you to do is right now, I'd like you to just magically float up into the air. You already said you can fly. Is that correct? You believe you can fly? And I'd just like you to float in the air and to just, as from where you are, give me an overview of what else do you see besides the pyramid.
Well, it seems like a jungle, but the trees are more kind of coniferous too. So I kind of like trees, but it is warm. Um, and it's the pyramid is in a valley. The mountains that with the ledge I was standing on kind of comes up to that valley, but on the other end of the pyramid, other side, I don't see more mountains. I don't see. It's kind of like everything goes away.
Totally understood. And if you look back down on the boulder that you were standing on, does it look like the only way that you could have gotten there is by flying?
Yes, vegetation is very thick.
And you say the trees are carnivorous, whereas they could probably wrap a vine around you and pull you in, or
Yeah, I mean, there's all different kinds of trees. It's very kind of puzzling. Um, there's pines, and then there's like trees with big green waxy leaves, like you would think of a jungle tree, kind of. Um,
I know you've traveled the planet. Does any of this look familiar?
no,
Oh, very good. And if I were to ask you your name, would you know it?
I don't know that I can say it. Sharuka.
Sharuka. Very good, Sharuka. Sharuka, would you like to go and visit that pyramid and get a closer look?
Yes.
Oh, very good. Seeing that the vegetation is carnivorous, let's fly over to the pyramid. And flying up, you don't have to fly. I know you're going to get there soon enough. Could you describe anything that you see down below you, such as any type of animals or other humanoids?
No, it's just all the trees. It's very, very isolated. Very. I don't see any civilization. I don't. All I see is light now.
And let's go ahead and land. Let's get there in a count of 5, 4, 3. Halfway there, 2, almost there, and 1. You've made it. Where are you now?
I'm inside it.
You're inside the pyramid. Do you recollect how you were able to get inside?
I just melted through it, kind of.
Very good. And what are you standing on?
A gold stone floor, I guess. There is lines on it. I don't know if they are stone or stones have been.
That's okay. Don't try and figure out. Just go ahead and describe whatever you see. And what about in the room? How tall is the ceilings or the roof?
I would say 40 or 50 feet. Very tall.
Excellent. And how is the space shaped?
In the shape of the pyramid.
So you're inside a triangle room within the...
Yeah.
And how are the walls adorned?
There is writing on them. They're gold and shiny. It's like you have to focus on an area to be able to see what's written there.
Understood. And is there anyone else in the space with you?
No.
And just that being in that space, what do you think that space is? Do you think that's where you live, or what is your impression of the space?
It's not where I live, but I have complete and free access to it.
Very good. Well, we're going to come back to this pyramid later, but now I'd like you to go to where you live, where there may possibly be others. And we're going to be there in a count of 5, 4, 3, halfway there, 2, almost there, and 1. Where are you now?
I'm in Egypt, I think. Yeah.
Very good. And describe your surroundings, please.
I see the Nile. Again, I'm high above it on a ledge of a building. Looking at it, it is a busy. There's people all around doing no work and such.
And as you look at this space, what time frame do you think it is?
1200 BC.
1200 BC. Can you see the pyramids on the Giza Plateau?
I think they're behind me. They're close, but I don't see them what I'm looking at over them behind me.
Okay, so is it possible for you to go to the other side of, like you say you're on a balcony on this building, and if you turn around and go into the building, What's inside the building?
Great hallway, um, lots of pillars, a lot of people going and to and fro.
So basically, you live here in this city, but do you live in that building there? You think you're
Yes, I live in a building.
very good. Now look at yourself. How are you dressed? What are you wearing?
Uh, a long, uh, shimmery skirt with that's waisted. I'm a female, so I'm wearing what the women wear. Then there's a bodice top, but my space between my top and my skirt is bare. Bracelets all up and down my arm, 3 on the left arm, 2 on the right. Um, Rings, headdress,
Who are
earrings.
you? Do you have a name? Do you know who you are? Just curious.
Hot
Hashaput. Very good. And do you think all the people that are in this place, are they servants or workers?
Some are, some are.
Is there any furniture in this space?
Yes. Um, Seating. There's a bed. Um, at my desk, a little writing desk. Um, Kind of like divans, not really chairs, just like cushy, kind of like seating.
Understood. And this particular level that you're on, you say it's high above the, I guess, the skyline of because you can look down and see the Nile. How high up did you actually think you were? Say, for instance, you've been to a big hotel. Like, what floor do you think you could possibly be on? Like on the second floor, and you can see out the window.
Above the Nile, but it's not a building that's got a lot of levels. It's a building built on a hill or something. Does
Ah,
that make
very good, excellent. And what
sense?
about the other side? As you look on the other side, how is there a windows or something that you can look out on the other side of the building, opposite of the direction that you just came from?
There's doors leading.
Ah, very good. Let's go to the other side and see what's out those doors. I know you're in Egypt, but you might not be in Cairo, so
Yeah, there's, if I'm standing on a covered patio and there's a bunch of columns overlooking um, a plaza where people are again going about doing their whatever. And across the Nile kind of circles around, and across the way is a town. I
ah,
see.
very good. And you, from your impression, how old are you?
30 maybe, 30.
Do you feel like you have a husband or maybe children or a family there?
I have a brother, but he's not here.
Excellent. Now, out of all the people that are standing around you, is there anyone who is almost like your guard or someone who stays close to you at all?
Yes.
Oh, very good. And describe character or person, please.
An older man. Um, he's wearing a dark robe. He's not dressed like me, with a hood. He has a cane, not a cane, a staff that he has with him all the time.
Very good. Now, this gentleman you could actually get some answers from. I want you to just acknowledge him and see how, when you acknowledge him, how does he respond? What does he do physically?
He smiles, he lights up. Um, his eyes are very sparkly and gentle. He's been with me a long time.
Does he feel like guardian?
He's a guardian and teacher. He is an intercessor. He stands between me and others.
Ah, very good. And I would like for you to ask him what your role is, and he'll tell you. He actually knows what you're doing.
I'm queen.
Ah, you're the queen.
And it was not something I wanted at all.
Do you have a king?
No.
And if you ask him, how did you become the queen? He'll tell you.
It was decided that I was the most qualified.
Bloodline?
Yes.
Very good. And ask him, what else can he tell you? What could he share with you?
That I don't wear this crown lightly. What I am trying to bring to the people is not accepted well, and I have to fight hard
And what are you? I'm sorry.
to make the changes.
To make the changes. And I'd like you to speak loud and clear. It's absolutely okay. Very nicely. And what are you trying to bring to the people?
To help them know that they are all sovereign souls, that they all are God's, and that they need to wake up. That joins us, or whatever they are. They are,
And
and this is hard for them to accept.
is the reason why it's hard for them to think in those terms or in that way? Have they been suppressed before?
Yes, they're slaves for the most part.
And who suppressed these people? Who were their?
They're leaders, the ones who control my lineage, the priesthood, the ones who run the world.
And was there anything that happened to the former ruler which made you queen? What happened to the former ruler?
Died.
Was this your father? Is that correct?
Yes.
Ah, very good. And do you have his name, please? Just curious. You may ask your guardian.
I call him Taruta.
Very good. And how long had he reigned?
A long time. 30 years.
And which part of Egypt are you in?
Karnak. Luxor. Middle Egypt.
And how are you connected to, are you connected to the pharaohs in Cairo?
Yes, they didn't always live in Cairo. Actually, very seldom did they reside in Cairo.
Oh, very good.
And there are palaces all over too.
And what is your bloodline to them to make you a queen?
A daughter. My brother mentally is not stable. Everybody perceives me as male in my behaviors anyway.
Oh, very good. Very interesting. And who is the reigning pharaoh in this time?
I'm getting cut.
Repeat that, please.
Tut.
Tut.
Tutankhamun.
Tutankhamun. During this time, as the reign of Tutankhamun, are there any extraterrestrials involved with the pharaohs at this time?
Not that I'm aware of.
And what about your guardian?
Involved with him?
Well, no, just as you described the guardian, you said he had a staff. Would he be considered a sorcerer or a
No,
magic?
he's of the priesthood. He's a priest. No magic that I know of.
Very good. Just curious. Excellent. I'd like you to move forward to a very important day. A very, very important day that you find that will help you in the best way. And I want you to be there on a count of 5, 4, 3, halfway there, 2, almost there, and 1. Where are you now?
I'm in the void, the space.
Very nice. And what does it look like in the void?
Total darkness all around.
Ah, excellent. Now right behind you, there's a beautiful light. And if you look at your shoulders, you'll see the light coming over your shoulders. And tell me when you can see the light coming over your shoulders.
I can.
And I want you to slowly turn around and face the light. And tell me just what does it look like?
Well, like a starburst, just condensed
Beautiful.
center with rays coming out.
Any colors? What colors are the rays?
All white.
All white. Now would you like to enter into the light or would you prefer someone to come and greet you?
Enter into it.
Oh, very nice. And let's go ahead and enter into this beautiful light. And you're safe and protected. How does it feel just coming close to the light?
Welcoming, not hot, not cold, just bright,
Excellent.
welcoming.
And once you pass through into the light, there will be someone there to greet you. And just let me know once you've passed into the light and who comes forward to greet you, please.
I'm in the light, and there's, I don't know who it is. It's a being, a huge being with a bird head.
Oh, very good. And I want you to just go ahead and greet the being with the bird head. And first, before you greet him, just describe the bird head, please.
A long beak, very powerful head. He's tall, so the head is big. The colors are of the feathers on the head are bluish, silver, indigo, grayish.
Excellent. And I want you to greet the being and then ask the being, who is this? Who is it? And they'll tell you. They'll tell you everything you need to know.
I already knew it's Horus.
Oh, very good. And as you look at yourself standing in front of Horus, how are you? What is your form now?
Female, um, human.
Excellent. And I would like for you to first ask Horus, what is your connection with Horus?
The creation codes. And I am of the angelic devic realm, as is he.
The angelic, could you repeat the last word again, please?
Devic.
Devic, very good. He has a message for you. Could you receive the message first?
That I hold codes. I have had codes. And I spread the code.
Very good, loud and clear. You had codes, you have codes, and you spread these codes. And you were spreading these codes where to them?
Through creation.
Throughout creation. And could he elaborate on the codes, please? Just for better understanding.
They're like computer codes that affect the DNA of life forms, human type life forms that come from the creator through the gateway.
Oh, very good. Are you one of the gate holders?
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. Could Horace tell you what was the purpose of the life that you just experienced as the queen, just briefly?
I was holding energy for the people and transmitting it through my presence.
I would say a high vibrational energy.
Yes,
And did it affect the entire kingdom?
yes.
And through the affecting the kingdom, did it affect the entire planet?
And even the solar system.
How very good. Excellent. And before there, you were on a jungle in a jungle, and you were a little boy on a stone that could fly, and there was a golden pyramid. What was what was that particular experience that you had?
That was my first life as a human.
Your first life as a human, and how were you associated with that pyramid? Because you had total access.
Because I'm crystalline, it was crystalline, is crystalline. It's,
Very good. And so you were actually able to fly.
yes,
And what vibration were you holding? What density were you holding in that expression of yourself the first time?
11.
You were the 11th. And what is the difference between density and a dimension? Please.
Dimension relates to time and space, location.
Understood.
Density is frequency of consciousness.
Very good. Totally understood. And the how long back in time would it be where you were with the jungle and the golden pyramid in our linear expression? Was that millions of years ago that you incarnated in that form, or just curious?
2.4 billion years.
2.4 billion years. That was the first time. How many times have you taken a physical form as a humanoid in whatever density on the planet Earth?
500.
500 times. And how many as animals?
No animals.
No animals ever? Very good. And what is the purpose and mission as it exists now on the planet Earth?
To receive and spread the codes.
So that would make you a gatekeeper and even a portal for this information, is that correct?
Yes.
How many true gatekeepers and or portals are there on the planet in human form?
There are many different levels of gatekeepers and portals. There are portals in each city and cities, more than one. Gatekeepers there are less of.
And what is the difference between a gatekeeper and a portal?
A gatekeeper opens a gate, cleans the gate, maintains the gate, protects the gate,
Very good.
and does receive codes for the gate. A portal carries the codes amongst the people. A portal moves. Gates are stationary. They're places where the energies come into the planet. Portals connect to the gates and move the energy around.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that explanation. We appreciate that tremendously. Could you please, obviously, your horse is familiar with what's taking place on Gaia now, is that correct?
Yes.
Could he please provide an update on the readiness of Gaia in the ascension process and our linear expression?
Gaia is ready. She has been ready, as I was told in 2004. The work that's done with her specifically now is all in an effort to assist humanity through this process. She cannot hold this energy back forever. She created like a holding platform, allowing us to continue to play our games to a certain extent.
Are we also trying to awaken as many as possible to participate in this shift?
Yes, that's what the time was given for.
Ah, very good. She says in her understanding, is it correct that shortly they're going to be removing the 4D platform?
Yes, because she's moved into the area of creation that she can't continue to maintain that. She's a consciousness that needs to make her shift as well. And by volunteering to hold back so that life on her can catch with her, she offered a great service, but she can't do that once the event happens.
Oh, very good. And do they foresee this event happening within our linear expression within the next 365 days?
Yeah, yes. Will it be completed by then? No. There will be much change. So.
Oh, very good. Are there waves of ascension for humanity?
Not in the way in which people have been taught. The waves are those that have shifted in frequency, and they don't all just turn on at once. It's a gradual building of them.
So individually, say those who are awakened and aware and with the intention to ascend will probably be moving into this shift quicker than those who are maybe not aware at all of.
Yeah, everybody has to do their work. And once they awaken, they have to make the choice. And there will still be much fear. The fear will prevent the choices. That is why it is so critical for there to be absolute transparency of all that has occurred for those who are unawakened.
Excellent. And at this point, how many humans are going to be able to make the shift with Gaia?
That is not known. It has been a major concern. Humanity has done this before.
Is there a probability that humanity may fail again?
Absolutely.
It's my understanding that and when you say fail, that means that everyone won't have an opportunity to actually make it through the portal into this higher dimension, and that there will be those who will be sort of left behind, but then sent to other planets and other places to continue with their 3D games. Would that be accurate?
Yes. There's the dream, the plan has been for all of humanity to shift. Although there has been great interference with that, both in terms of off-world forces, but also on planet forces and internal alliance and alignment. It is
loud and clear.
this one was told the door was closed. Also told in 2004 that it was uncertain as to the success level for mankind, and that all the resources were being shifted that had been being used for the planet to help her create her 5D body to humanity.
And when you say all of mankind, you mean not every individual in mankind, but those who are resisting and still lost, so to speak.
All of mankind.
So
we those that are awake, there's a threshold for ascension. And even though we are awake, there are things that we need to know and understand to be able to go with Gaia. It would be like taking a first grader into the university. There's certain knowledge that needs to be known and understood, and there are all kinds of resources available to help them get that knowledge.
well, is there seeing that everyone that has lowered their vibration to physically manifest on Gaia in the first place, don't they have a higher aspect of themselves with full remembrance already? And how come that full remembrance can't come in online in this process as we're going through these higher vibrational areas? I thought that's what this whole thing was, as opposed to, okay, you're not going to make it because you didn't rise fast enough. So, of course, you say they can go to other planets and other places to continue with their 3D games, so to speak. But how does...
There are two lines of origin of souls. There are cosmic souls that on this planet. There are souls that have come from elsewhere,
Understand.
either straight from source or from other experiences on other planets or in other densities and maybe even dimensions.
Would those be considered humankind, or those are star seeds, so to speak?
They're what you know as star seeds, yes.
Okay, so and in my understanding, just to be clear, the star seeds are not counting them amongst humankind, so to speak, when you say there's two different differentiations.
Oh, yeah, no. They came in and have their souls originated elsewhere. Where people get confused is not understanding that there are souls on the planet whose first iteration of any kind came from Earth. They are Earth-based souls.
And would that be considered mankind?
No, mankind is what's in the skin sac,
Okay, understood. Understood.
the density of 3D. And that is, there are different levels of man. There's unawakened man and awakened man.
So what I'm trying to get at is, if everybody doesn't wake up, then everybody has to stay behind, so to speak, or move to another planet or another expression somewhere else.
No, you're no one who has awakened and has gone through these initiations will have to stay unless they choose.
Understood.
There are many choices. There's not only the choice of awakening, there's the choice of moving further into towards creator, which of course is many, many, many. And there's no words in terms of the experience. And
And
what many are, there are those that are going to create totally new expressions.
understood. So basically, and of course, when you say moving, basically vibrationally moving.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So tell me about, if you would please, the whole light being that showed in the pics at Stonehenge. Who was that, and what was the purpose behind that?
The purpose behind it was to let her know that we were very close to being able to be physical in the present, that we were able to be detected through a camera's lens. She knows that she was to take that picture into ceremony as she initiated others to receive that energy, the codes that that whole light being carried.
Amazing. And what was the Star of David on its chest? What did that represent? And what does that?
It does not represent the Jewish people as humanity knows and understands it. This is an ancient symbol.
Very good.
It is as above, so below, the masculine and the feminine. It is the basic geometry for this consciousness of humanity. It represents the Merkaba. It represents the Ea Asher Ea, the I am that I am, that hidden spark within
The
each
divine.
being part of creation. It is the primordial form, the primordial code for this dream of creation.
Oh, excellent. Thank you very much for that. I was going to say the divine presence, but that was beautiful. Can you tell me about her connection to Orion?
As a gatekeeper and a way shower for those souls that will be choosing not to go with Gaia, understanding the energetic structure of creation, there are gates and portals throughout the omniverse. And it is almost like you have to have a map in your consciousness so that you don't get lost. It's alignment. It's the easiest way to make that jump into the rest of creation. It is through the portal at Orion.
Oh, understood. So she is correct in her knowledge and understanding of the importance of Orion and its mystery.
Yes, yes. It's also where the plants are made and creation moves from for this sector of creation.
So is she right in her correct in the statements that she heard that the Pleiades is 11D and Orion is 7D?
The Pleiades, all creation has the dimensions. It goes back to the density of the frequency of the inhabitants. She is correct in terms of when others are speaking of Pleiadians and connecting with them. their density is generally 5D. But just like on Earth, there are those that are 4D and 3D, and there's even masters who are of a higher level that are on the planet. But in general, the civilization of the Pleiades is fifth density.
Oh, very good. I hear that everyone who physically manifests on the planet Earth has to go through 11D uh, uh, to get to be able to incarnate in a physical form.
Well, all creation goes through 11D. It goes from Alpha and Omega at 18 down. 11D is not even any form. And it is certainly not a singular consciousness.
Excellent. Orion is 7D, is that correct?
Sirius is 6D.
Are you saying as well, or?
Sirius is 6D, not 7.
Okay, very good. That was just a question. Expand your knowledge about the star tetrahedron or the Star of David's, what I think you just did, and it's important to humanity and her work, which you just did. Is that correct?
Yes. It's that geometry. The importance is it contains codes for the HU, capital HU man, for the God man.
Oh, very good. Hue as in color or vibration. What about her connection to the keys of Enoch?
This connection comes from her work with the office of Melchizedek as a teacher of the science of creation and the science and evolution of the soul. It is work that she has done many times, only in cloistered surroundings.
Many times in many expressions, or speaking of her expression here in her physical form?
Many expressions, many.
Oh, very good.
And so when she found them in this expression, she immediately recognized.
Understood. Nice and loud and clear. Very good. Is it necessary for her to write her book, The Tapestry of the Soul and Its Evolution?
Yes.
Will it really be of service, or is it more for liberation and growth, or is it ego gratification?
Well, she will do nothing unless it's of service. She worries a lot about making sure it's not her ego speaking.
Absolutely.
Holds herself back as a result of that. It is necessary for those that come across.
Excellent. She was wondering that, if, it seems like everything has already been written, but I think her perspective and her particular energy and creative gifts will bring new life into information. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, she has a way of synthesis that many who have maybe come across these teachings before were not able to reconcile in their thinking. And it, of course, does not fit in. Again, it's for the awakened, but also the unawakened.
There are many who will be able to resonate with the way she says it. Very good. Should she be an open channel to write them, or just to relay on her current state of knowledge and understanding?
She is an open channel. That's where her current understanding comes from.
Oh, very good. And is she right in thinking that the book should be a series?
That would make it easier for others to absorb. There is the concern with the low level of consciousness that can only take things in sound bites.
Understood. So how should they be broken down and in what sequence should she write them?
As creation unfolds.
Should they be,
From
I'm sorry.
from creation at the macro level, because they will not be able to understand the micro level without that.
Understood. Should they be basic or written with more uh, initiate initiates are for already on the path?
Basic, because the concern is for the unawakened.
Ah, very good. Understood. And what is the timeline that she should focus on? That she should, as far as writing them?
6 months. Write them as one book, but break them into 3.
Write it as okay. Very good. Excellent. So, what should be first, the website or the book?
The website.
Excellent. I think she knew that already. And she was wondering, is it really necessary to be going on to the benefit of the divine plan?
Yes, it brings the codes into the physical network of communication.
Excellent. That makes sense. And why would she be resisting writing the book and activating the website?
She is a perfectionist. Knowing that she is human, she worries about the words that may come through that are from her lower aspects versus her higher aspect.
But she doesn't need to worry about that.
No, she does not.
I think innately she knows it, but it's really good to get the confirmation. What is the blue star as it relates to her future?
This is the work of her collective soul consciousness. It is the dream that they are dreaming. It has never been done before.
And the dream that has never been done, would this be in reference to Homo sapiens in their physical form being able to shift into a higher dimension with the form intact?
No. It
Okay.
has to do with antimatter.
And if you could elaborate at all, not for my for my understanding of but for her understanding, just in case, because this was a good question of hers, as far as the blue star.
It is about this whole design of creation is coming to a conclusion. It has always been about she comes from the feminine in the original unfolding of creation, the Alpha and Omega. The Omega, the feminine, is passive and the matrix, and did not design the plan, did not have the ideas, is the background of which the ideas are fed into.
Did she just give birth to them?
Yes, they came. Just like a man fertilizes a female womb, the woman receives the codes with the matrix that exists within her, and the child is birthed. much the same way the divine feminine receives the plan, the codes. This is very hard for women to understand and has been one of the major distortions regarding the sacred feminine.
Understood.
It is a passive role, a powerful role, a role of responsibility, because that energy is what maintains creation once it comes into being. The nurture aspect. In the new scheme of creation, the roles are going to be reversed. And the feminine is going to be the one that is the spark, if you will. This has not been done before. And obviously it is not a single soul, it is a collective work, and it's to take all those experiences and go into the micro versus expanding into the micro versus expanding into the macro.
Oh, amazing. So she's giving birth to a new dream then, as
Yes.
as the old dream fades.
It is something that she is considering.
Amazing. Could you tell her more about the relevant